Good morning and welcome to another morning. I think it's morning 47. Might correct myself later. Anyway, the news this morning is that shortly after I arrived at my hotel yesterday, I heard a voice calling my name. Now you may recall that at Stara Palanca, just before I got the ferry over to Ram, I met a New Zealand couple who are also going to Constanta, and ever since then I've been wondering if and when I would bump into them again. Well, it was them, and they were calling my name, so we passed a very jolly evening. And they had also been in contact with a local Bulgarian guy who had assisted them in planning their trip all the way back in New Zealand. They'd been contacting him on the internet, and he joined us last night and gave us both lots of very good tips about the next stage or two, which was very useful. And in fact today I've decided to go over to Romania and have a day in Romania to get up to Ruse. Otherwise I'm not going to get much cycling in Romania, and I want to compare it really with what it's like on this side. I have a feeling it's going to be a little bit less interesting in terms of terrain, but it will certainly be easier cycling. But I don't know what the traffic's going to be like, so it'll be interesting to see. Anyway, enough for now. I've kept the camera pointing at me purely and simply because ahead of me I've got the sun directly into my eyes, and not sure how well that's going to work on the camera. This is quite interesting. This road is almost been reclaimed by nature. There's no traffic on it other than me, which is very nice. It's not a major route, I have to admit, but still it's pretty much encroached on the edges. Now, while I've got your attention, I might just give you the benefit of a couple of observations that I have about my passage through Serbia. Now I've had time to sort of let it sink in, and there are two abiding memories that I'll have of Serbia. One very happy and one pleasant but slightly macabre. So let's deal with the happy one first, and that is the memory of the generosity, warmth and hospitality of the people in Serbia. And I think one of the reasons why it'll be an abiding memory is because I think my perceptions were coloured a little bit before coming here by my experiences of the Yugoslav war, where although there were atrocities on all sides, there's no doubt that the worst and the most were committed by Serbs. Note I'm saying Serbs, not the Serbs. And therefore it was a very pleasant surprise to see the Serbs, how they really are, wonderful people. Now, the other observation that will stick with me is the graveyards, and how much so relatively poor people spend on honouring their relatives. Graveyards are absolutely immaculate, the best I've ever seen anywhere in the world. They're clean, tidy, and the family plots are very, very expensive, using a lot of high quality stone and things. and that will stick with me. And aligned to that is the quality and the number of roadside memorials to the victims of road traffic accidents. When I arrived in Serbia, I met a Serb who'd been living in England for the last 50 years, and his children and grandchildren are all English. And he told me that there was a real problem in Serbia with alcoholism and drinking and driving. And evidence of that very quickly became clear with the number of roadside memorials. In some places they were so thick and fast that you sort of felt that, my goodness, this is a road of death. They're every few hundred meters along here. And as I say, I've never seen so many, and so many rich memorials along the side of the road. So, two abiding memories of the lovely country of Serbia. And to a degree in Serbia, but much more so here, is the number of walnut trees that line the roads. None on this road, but yesterday a lot of the roads were all lined with wonderful big walnut trees, and there were lots of people picking them. And in fact, in Kroshenova, where I stayed in the schoolhouse, there's a huge pile of them. All is still in their husks, waiting to be cleaned and prepared, ready for storage. So, on. Well, here I am, back on the Danube, crossing over to Romania today. Now I had two choices. I could stay on the Bulgarian side, or I could cross over. And there were two reasons why I chose to come over to the Romanian side today. One was that if I didn't, I'd have precious little cycling in Romania, and I wouldn't really see what the route was like, and I wouldn't see much of Romania. So I'm going over to Romania today, and I'll be coming back over to Bulgaria tonight, across a bridge to where my accommodation is in Ruse, and probably staying on this side tomorrow. Sorry, on the Bulgarian side tomorrow and the next day. So anyway, I'm looking forward to going to see what the Romanian side is like. And the only other people on the ferry with me are a couple from the UK. Actually, they're either Bulgarian or Romanian. They come to visit relatives, but they live and work in Peterborough in Cambridgeshire, and are understandably worried about Brexit, all that may mean. So I'm on the road again, and in Romania, and the main difference, as you can see, is that it's all pretty flat here. And I'll show you Bulgaria when I get the opportunity. See the rolling hills there. And the road is nice and broad and has a very good surface on it, very little traffic. I think there's more horses and carts than actual motorized vehicles, and that, together with a 4 or 5 knot tailwind gusting 7 or 8, I'm actually making quite good progress. So first impressions quite good. I just hope the road surface holds up. So you can see the rolling hills of Bulgaria over there, obscured a little bit by the fires from the stubble burning. I don't believe for a minute they're wildfires, but anyway, there we are. Very flat on this side.